It's Margarita, and today we're going to talk about, is expensive fragrance really worth the price? Now, someone asked me, in fact, a lot of people ask me, is it really worth it to spend a lot of money on fragrances? And my answer is, it depends. It depends on what fragrance means to you. Now, I'm going to show you my least expensive and my most expensive fragrance and explain to you why they're both in my collection and the backstory. Now, this is my least expensive fragrance. This is Taylor by Taylor Swift. This came out over 10 years ago. This bottle has taken a licking, but it keeps ticking. And this means a lot to me because this was the first fragrance that my husband bought me. He probably doesn't even know I still have this in my collection. I remember the story so vividly, and I smelled it. It was, they had a sample on a Macy's insert when they mailed out the circular, and I opened it and I rubbed it on myself, the paper sample. And I was so smitten with the scent. And I was just like, I was just going crazy about it. And he remembered and he bought it for me. I wasn't even expecting it, but he bought it for me for like that following Christmas on my birthday or something like that. I forget how, like I said, it was over 10 years ago, but I just remember that. And the fact that he was so thoughtful and attentive enough to remember something like that and to surprise me with this, it means a lot. Also, the fragrance smells amazing. This fragrance, even this juice is so old, but you know, it just continues to get better with time. And that's the good thing about it. This fragrance, at the time it came out, might have been 50 or 60 bucks. Now you can probably get a bottle for $10 because it's been out for so long and it's a celebrity scent. But this performance is beast mode. This lasts all day. It performs like a very expensive fragrance, and I truly like it. So if you really genuinely like it, or something has a sentimental reason for you, then I recommend getting it for that reason. It doesn't matter how much it costs. It could be $10, it can be $100 or whatever. But this fragrance, I like it a lot, and it also has a sentimental value to me. So that's why I have it and I love it. And I come back to, you know, wear it on occasion. I don't reach for it as often because my fragrance has significantly grown, you know, over the past decade. However, this is a reminder of the important things in life to me, of people who really value you, of people who treat you well, of people who pay enough attention to you to get you things that you like, to make you happy, and who are selfless. And so for that reason, this, even though it doesn't have a high dollar value, it has a huge emotional value to me. And now the most expensive fragrance in my collection. This is a 1 of 7. There's only 7 of these in the world. And this is a Kriegler fragrance, and it's Mont Swiss 67 K5. Now, this is not the original Mont Swiss 67. That's the mainstream version. This is K5, so it's an iteration or maybe some other mix or blend that they may have tested. They were test running, and they decided that they wanted to introduce it to a few stores. So each store only got one. And I actually bought the one that was in the Chicago store. And it's got this beautiful handwritten label. Tells you the date that it was packaged, January 10th, 2020. And I guess serial numbers or batch codes or whatever this may be. And the label on here it matches this. It's handwritten as well. And this is 1.7 ounces. And I bought this not for the price, but because of the exclusivity. And let me put these down. All right, that's better. The exclusivity of it. So when it comes to fragrance is the number one thing, or scent in general, is the sense that is most tied to memory. You want to be memorable. Well, I want to be memorable. I do not want to smell like everybody else. So I do not purchase fragrances that are easily accessible, especially when I'm trying to make a statement. And so a Kriegler fragrance is something special. It's they only have a few stores in the world. I'm lucky enough to be in a town that has one, so I can come and go as I please. You know, I can go on my lunch break and play in the Kriegler store. And I'm grateful that I have that option. But, you know, I know a 1 of 7 means that there's only 6 other people in the world who could potentially smell like that. And even further, body chemistry plays a role in that. So even then, it's not going to be exactly the same. But I also like this. I really like this. This smells nothing like the normal 67, which smells very masculine to me. This is a nice, nutty gourmand. And y'all know I am the gourmand queen. If you didn't know, now you do. And when I smelled this, I was blown away. I like this so much, I didn't ask or care how much it costs. I just wanted it. And that's the thing. When certain things matter to you, the price is secondary to your desire for it. And so this one was, after tax and everything, almost $1,100. And people may say, oh, you spent over $1,000 on a fragrance. Yes, I would. It's not the only one that's up there in price. This is just the one I recall offhand that I paid the most for at that time. And if I like it, I like it. And there are certain things that are worth it. This is not something that I reach for all the time. I mean, this fragrance is a couple years old. So it's, it's 4 years old. But when I do reach for it, when I do put it on, I know that I'm going to be that chick. You know, I know that nobody's going to smell like me. And it just puts me in a different mindset. You know, you feel a certain way, and you should do what makes you feel good. So whether you are spending $10 or $1,000, how do you feel when you put that on? And that is the determining factor about if a fragrance price is worth it or not. Now, that said, there are some fragrances that are not worth the price, and there's quite a few that are not. But most of those are designer fragrances. The designer fragrances and fragrances that, I'm trying to word this in a very PC way, because my goal is not to offend anyone. I'm answering a question and giving my perspective on it. There are some people who do not care how they are perceived. They just want to do things. They just want to blend in. And if you are someone who just wants to blend in and do not like to stand out, you can buy whatever you want from where you want, wear it, and that's fine. But if you are someone who purports to be of an elevated position, someone who likes to be viewed as important, someone who is moving up in life, your fragrance can tell on you. People can smell cheap perfume or cologne. It has a smell. It has a DNA, just like certain designers have DNAs. Oh yeah. The alcohol smell, the materials, the syntheticness, the rancidness. There's quite a few things that can go into it. And also, if you smell like everybody else. Okay, so here's one thing. I used to work for Victoria's Secret in the fragrance department. This was a long time ago. So I knew a lot of the smells at the mall, between them, Bath and Body Works, and quite a few, because actually a lot of the stores are owned by the same parent company. So we would go from store to store. That's another comment. If you want me to talk about my past life as a fragrance salesperson, let me know in the comments. And if I get enough requests for it, I'll make a video about that. But anywho, all the people at the mall would smell the same. You know, we have our semi-annual sale or this sale or that sale. Everybody was racking up. Like, I used to love Love Spell. Love Spell was the #1 seller. It still is. I don't know if they still care, but I know you can still get it in the aftermarket. It was something about Love Spell. I don't know what they put in it. In fact, my best friend at the time stole my bottle of Body Splash. And then they came out with the toilet, and I was so excited. And I was like, oh my goodness. You know, it was just one of those things. But now you can pay me to wear a toilet. But I say all this to say that your fragrance creates memories and perceptions about you. So if you are someone who is looking to elevate in life, if you're looking to even level up in your career, you want to start with things, your tangible things. Of course, it starts with mindset, but then the mindset's going to make you second guess your tangibles. You want to have quality over quantity. I know a lot of people in their collections will have 55,000 body splashes and 99,000 celebrity scents, and a lot of them will be because they want to have a big display. They want to have a lot of things, and it's cheap and easy to come by. Now, if you like how these smell and if they perform well on you, great. But if you're getting it just to say you have a big collection, it may not be ideal. Whereas as you elevate in mindset and in station in life, you really want to think about having just a few really good things over a bunch of not so great things. So that's something to think about. But let me know in the comments, what does fragrance mean to you? Is there really value in investing in fragrance? Do you even see fragrance as an investment, or is it an expense? Because I personally see it as an investment in my happiness, in my mood, in my persona, in my wardrobe, in my portfolio. Some fragrances do appreciate in value, believe it or not. So those are some things to think about. But if you'd like to sample anything in my collection, if I think it's worth sharing, it is on my website, whistlenotes.com, including that Kriegler I just showed you. Oh yeah, you can try that too if you want to try some of that 1 of 7. I got you. Also, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know every time I upload, and share these videos with someone else who you think could benefit from them. And until next time, I am Margarita, and you have an awesome day. Bye.